Hey, so I'm back again. I don't even know if I'm actually posting any of these. This video diary kind of started out for me to try to remember to do things or get things done because ADHD, I guess. Everybody puts a label and letters on everyone. So I kind of got in a conversation with somebody about the difference between what I think ADHD was when I was a kid versus what it is now. And obviously, as an adult, you have a lot more responsibility and consequences than you did when you were a kid. And I was raised in the 80s and 90s where ADHD didn't exist. If you had some issues like that, it just was the way you were, and that was it. It was dealt with. And, I look back and realize that the difference kind of in the best scenario or terms to put it is, when you're a kid, you forget your homework at home because when you went to go do it, 5 minutes in, you ended up drawing horses all over the picture or on the page, and so you couldn't really return it to the teacher. And when you're an adult, you forget to go to a client's house because you didn't write it down and their sink is leaking still. So you overbook or you underbook, or you just have days that are so difficult you can't leave the house, and so things don't get done the way they're supposed to. So responsibility is difficult, and when you have ADHD, you tend to take on more than you can handle at times, because there's a whole week where you can handle more than anybody else, and then there's a whole month where you can't handle anything at all. So it gets tight and difficult, and I'm not really friends with anyone else that has really severe ADHD. I do know a couple of people, and they have very different lives than I do, but what I do notice our similarities are, yet it's so difficult to organize ourselves if other people are involved. And what I mean by that is, it's like organized chaos. When you're alone, your environment, for a long period of time, your environment creates a system for yourself that you can understand but nobody else can. And it looks like crazy mess, but it's not. It's working for that person. So when someone comes in from the outside and tries to change that system, the person with ADHD can't handle it, and it throws that person into overdrive, and it causes them to be unorganized. I think the word or the phrase, "oh, I have ADHD," gets tossed around way too much. And there's a difference between being kind of slip-minded once in a while and living every single day with severe ADHD. So it is 2:00 in the afternoon. I spent the entire night with a 101 fever trying to break it. I have no idea, because I don't have a cold, I don't have a flu. Went to the doctor's yesterday to do some blood work. We're trying to figure out some stuff. So there's a lot of other things at hand, but I'm only doing this for personal use. But I would love to hear what other people have to say about their ADHD and how they handle things, and whether or not everybody with ADHD as an adult goes through depression because of it. I feel like, I was misdiagnosed as bipolar when I was 18, and I think that it all goes hand in hand. I mean, how can you not be depressed when you're trying to accomplish things? You have so many things on your mind that you want to accomplish, but you can't finish any of them. And of course, you're going to get discouraged and depressed and sad about it. And I just don't know how everybody else handles their situation. But I know that it causes terrible depression and anxiety with me. And I'll just go on a spree of not being able to get my job done, leave the house, want to do anything. I feel like it's getting worse as I get older. I feel like when I was a kid, I thought it would just get easier. And it's not. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very awkward as an adult. Like, you're having a conversation with someone at a party, and 5 seconds into the conversation, you're having another one. And, they lose interest, they lose focus, and they chalk it up to that's how she is, and there's always one in every group. And so after a while, it gets you discouraged to a point where you just stop wanting to socialize with people as much, because after every conversation, you tell yourself, wow, like, I really couldn't shut up. And I know all these useless facts that don't need to be in place in a conversation. So I just wish I didn't share so much without sharing anything at all. It makes you either outspoken in the wrong direction or introvert in the wrong direction. So I share the things that don't mean anything, and I keep the things that probably could pertain to what I'm doing or who I'm speaking to. So it's kind of a contradiction in terms continuously. So, it's a bunch of ducks behind my car. Ooh, shiny things. Yeah, I can't zoom in to show you guys, but there's like 100 geese and ducks eating, even though there's signs everywhere that says don't feed them or they'll never go back to Canada. Irony. Anyways, I'll try to do some more later.